What's going on, guys? That guy right here, and welcome back to Rye Reacts, the segment of the channel where I give my opinions on all things gaming and entertainment that you probably didn't ask for. But anyway, we're talking today about the Witch Queen, and over the last couple months, a lot of conversation has been surrounding the fact that Witch Queen has been delayed, and that this current season that we're living in is one of the longest seasons that Destiny has ever had. And while much of the conversation has been around the Witch Queen and its highly anticipated release, what does that do to the rest of the schedule? Now, I may not have concrete information on this, but I do have my theories and worries about what the delay of Witch Queen could potentially do to the rest of the year. Because if you look at it, and if you've purchased the full pass, the deluxe edition of Destiny 2 The Witch Queen, there are 4 seasons that are expected to come out minimum with this new expansion. And so that 4-season extension is at least a year's worth of content. With the release of Destiny 2 The Witch Queen happening in February, are we not going to be looking at Lightfall and the next expansion until the next February? Is February essentially the new annual release date for all upcoming expansions? Because if we look at the calendar, we had Destiny 2 The Witch Queen that was originally slated for 2021. Then we had Lightfall, I believe, in 2022, and something else that is going to happen the following year in 2023. But now with Witch Queen coming out in 2022, it seems unlikely that we could potentially be looking at the next expansion also in 2022. If anything, at best, we would be looking at the next expansion a year from now. And that fills me with a little bit of worry, because I wonder what's going to happen. Are the seasons now going to be extended? Given the fact that, you know, the Witch Queen delay kind of really changes things up in a way that we haven't seen? Or are we just going to be looking at the fact that February, like I said, is the new time frame for when we can be looking at expansions? It's always been around September that we would see a new expansion. It was only after Bungie kind of ridded themselves and separated from Activision that we started to see delays to give the developers a bit more time and to avoid crunch. And that makes sense, but it's starting to feel like the delays are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Soon we saw, I think there was one time where we saw an October release. It was a couple weeks out. Then we saw, it might have been actually November release. We saw the Beyond Light released in November instead of the traditional time of October or September. And then I think it was delayed again to December. So that was weird. And now we're looking at, like I said, the Witch Queen is delayed even further back to February. Eventually, what are we looking at with Lightfall? Are we going to be looking at in April, maybe a summer release for Destiny 2, the next big expansion? I have no idea. I think it's worth the discussion. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that we'll be looking at the February timeframe to be the new expansion, the new annual expansion timeframe for the next expansion? Or do you think that coming this September, we might be looking at the next big expansion, which seems like a short turnaround, right? Like, the more that I say it out loud, the less likely that it feels that we will be looking at, like, Witch Queen is 2022's big expansion. I don't think we'll be looking at the next big one coming out in 2022 as well, right? Like, I mean, imagine the amount of time that it took to produce whatever content is in the Witch Queen. It's going to take even longer to produce whatever is in Lightfall, assuming that there's new subclasses, that the corruption subclasses eventually make their way to the next big expansion like they were supposed to ideally in Witch Queen. It's very interesting, but I guess we can't be too surprised. I mean, if it gives the developers more time to work on the game, that makes sense, but I don't know. I felt like it was worth the discussion. Let me know what you guys think. Are you okay with the February timeframe? And if you're not, what do you think they should do? There's been talks that the next big expansion might not release this September, but might release next September, which means that we potentially could be looking at an entire year's worth of, over a year and a half actually, because if we go all the way to next February, that's a year, and then we wait until September for the next big expansion to get them back on their usual, consistent time frame of a September release, we could be looking at a year and a half of Witch Queen. Now, let me know what you guys think about that. That kind of scares me, I'm going to be honest with you, but it's a possibility. Now, nothing, of course, has been concrete. Nothing has been confirmed. These are all theories and speculation, but I just love the discussion surrounding them. And honestly, I just love talking about Destiny. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think, Rye, you know what you're talking about? If they do have releases in February, it's not a big deal. You're being a big baby. Or you think, Rye, I do agree with you. I think that if they do more releases, that they should happen in September, and even if that means waiting a longer time frame. Either way, I'll be looking for your comments down below. Drop a like on this video if you enjoy, and let me know what your thoughts are or your excitement is surrounding the Witch Queen. We're only a few weeks away, but that's all for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content, and until then, I hope you're safe, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.